How to price group coaching. This is one of the questions I get whenever I meet with people who have their own coaching or consulting business. They say to me, Dave, how do I price my group coaching program? And there's a formula for doing this. And when you use the formula, not only do you maximize your profit, but you also enjoy what you're doing a lot more because people are paying you what you're worth. If you want to discover this formula, you got to join me for this episode of The Inside BS Show. Hi, this is Dave Lorenzo, and today I'm helping you price group coaching. That's right, you asked me how to price group coaching. I've got 6 steps for you. There are 5 steps that are fundamental, they're foundational, and the 6th one, the last one, is a killer. It's a mistake that I want to make sure you never make. I'll tell you a story about how I made this mistake at the beginning of my coaching career, and I don't want you to follow in my footsteps because learning through trial and error is the most difficult way to get any new concept. I don't want you to make this mistake, so be sure and stay with me all the way to the end of our time together today. All right, diving right into the content. How to price group coaching. Step number 1. The first step in how to price group coaching is the value multiple. This is a concept that is essential. You must grasp this concept in professional services. Your service that you're providing, you're doing 3 things. Sometimes it's one of 3 things, sometimes it's all 3 things. You're either helping people save money, you're helping them make money, or you're helping them reduce risk. Every professional service business, every professional practice does one of these 3 things or 2 or 3 of them. So your services are all about return on investment. If you're looking to price group coaching, you should be focused on the value multiple you're providing. So if someone invests in my group coaching service, now as we're recording this, my group coaching program is less than $10,000. I'm helping them go from 6 figures to 7. So let's say you're making $800,000. Your revenue is $800,000 in your coaching program. You invest in my group coaching business. You invest in my group coaching community. You become a member of my community and you grow your business by $400,000. You've taken your business from $800,000 to $1.2 million. And you've invested $10,000 in my service to work with me for a year. You've received a huge return on your investment. You've received a 400, 500, 600% return on your investment. Look, I'm in the coaching business, I'm not in the math business. So you received an astronomical return on your investment. The $10,000 you invested to work with me in my group community, for a year, the $10,000 you invested in my community membership for a year returned $500,000 to you. That is a phenomenal return on investment. That's called the value multiple. People invested in your services and they got back a huge multiple as a return on their investment. You need to have proof of that. And once you have proof of that, you can work with anybody in any industry, and people who are rational thinking business owners will hire you in a heartbeat. The example that I give to people all the time is in my law firm coaching business. I work with a lot of lawyers. I work with lawyers. Lawyers join my community all the time. And most lawyers don't make a lot of money. Everybody thinks lawyers are rich, but most lawyers don't make a lot of money. So if a lawyer is practicing by him or herself, we call them a sole practitioner, and let's say they're doing $200,000 a year in annual revenue. That lawyer invests $10,000 to join my business development community, my inner circle business development community. They grow their business from $200,000 to $500,000 as a result of their membership in the community. Was that $10,000 investment worth it? Of course it was, because they discovered new strategies to grow their practice that more than doubled what they had done previously to that point. It may have taken them 15 years to get to 200,000. Working with me, in less than a year, they went from 200,000 to over 500,000. They more than doubled their practice in less than a year. Not only did they make more money, but they made it a shortcut. They shortened the amount of time it took them to grow that practice. So value multiple is critical, and that's step one in how to price group coaching. Step number two, a one-on-one option with you has to be a huge premium. I know what you're thinking. You've heard from other people who teach people how to do coaching that one-on-one coaching is trading dollars for hours, and one-on-one coaching is not a business model that's ever going to be successful. Now, you came here looking to figure out how to price group coaching, so there's a pretty good chance you're already doing one-on-one coaching. Now, look, I'm not going to argue with so-called gurus who say one-on-one coaching is a loser and it's trading dollars for hours. My experience over the last 30 years has taught me that you always have to have a one-on-one coaching offering. If you don't want to do it, make the price astronomically high. If you look at my one-on-one coaching offerings these days, it's my private client experience. It's the Dave Lorenzo private client experience. One-on-one coaching with me starts at $50,000 and it goes up into the six figures from there. If someone is willing to invest $50,000 in working with me, I will coach them one-on-one. And that's as we record this video today. Now, if you're watching this video 10 years from now, that entry-level price may be six figures, and I'm hoping it will be someday. But the reason for having a one-on-one premium offering is because people feel that they're getting a huge value from group coaching if they see that your one-on-one coaching is at such a high price. So you create a one-on-one offering. You can make it multiple options like I have. I have 3 options for my private client community. Or you can have just one option and have it be $100,000 a year. If your group is $10,000 and your one-on-one coaching is $100,000, all of a sudden your group coaching looks like a bargain. If people don't have something to compare the pricing to, they're going to evaluate it based on their own experience, and you don't want them doing that. So you want them evaluating your group coaching based on the value multiple, and then based on a comparison to one-on-one coaching experience versus group coaching experience. 10,000 versus 100,000. That one-on-one premium all of a sudden looks phenomenal, and the group coaching looks like a great bargain. So how to price group coaching, step number 3. You have to make sure people understand that they get value from membership in your group as well as from you. There was a time just a couple of weeks ago, as we're recording this, a couple of weeks ago, I had to fly out to Los Angeles to do a week's worth of video shooting with a strategic alliance partner of mine. And I was unable to conduct my group session that week. Now, the group that I was going to teach that week is my Inner Circle Business Development Community. And they've been with me, most of them, for at least 18 months. Some of them for years and years and years, but most of them at least 18 months. So they knew about the value they were going to receive. I had a senior member of the group, somebody who had been with me for a long time. I had that person lead the group that week. And nobody complained. In fact, I got compliments about the value they received. I created a curriculum for that week where the group dynamic was going to be where the value came from. I had the session leader, who was a long-term client of mine, call on each member individually and present one best practice. And the group got so much value out of the best practices that they didn't even notice that I wasn't there. Now, this is Dave Lorenzo's Inner Circle Business Development Community, so if I'm not there every week, people are going to get aggravated and they're going to start to complain because they joined to learn from me as well as from each other. But once in a while, having a session where the group dynamic takes over is great because it highlights the value of being in a community. When you present someone the opportunity to learn from other people's best practices, you're not only telling them, hey, you're going to learn from me, the expert, you're also going to learn from people that I've taught, and they're going to show you how they tweaked my advice over the years and got more out of it. That's step 3, creating value from best practice sharing among the group. Step number 4, making sure that people understand they're part of something bigger than themselves. And that's the community dynamic. Now, I've referred to this in all the other steps, but here's where the community dynamic really takes hold. In my inner circle business development community, I have people who are members who don't come to the meetings because the meetings are inconvenient or they're just too busy. They watch videos of the meetings afterwards, but the value they get is from the interaction of the members of the community. They actually pass referrals to each other. So think about it this way. If you invested $10,000 to be part of my inner circle business development community and you got a referral that was worth $20,000, you got 100% return on your investment. If you got that referral in the first couple of months, you're playing with house money. You don't care what happens for the rest of the year. If you get another piece of business during the time that you work with me for the rest of the year, you're grateful and you're thrilled that you were able to receive that referral. So the community adds even more value. You learn from me, but the community's a bonus. So when you're pricing group coaching, you need to make sure people understand the value they get is not just value from you, it's value in best practice sharing, and it's value in being part of a community that's bigger than themselves. The fifth step, and remember, we've got 6 steps, and the last step I'm going to share a story with you, and I don't want you to miss this story. The fifth step is that you can add levels to membership in your community. Now, you'll notice I told you that when we were talking about pricing group coaching, and I talked about how I had to go away and somebody else ran my group for me, you can create a certification level where people are familiar with your services and they get a certification, and then they can potentially either teach or deliver more value to the group. Those senior members, those advanced members are not only valuable to the group because of what they can share, but the membership certification is valuable because it keeps people part of the group. It keeps them together. It keeps them involved in the group. Think about a martial arts school. The martial arts curriculum has different belt levels. You advance from white belt to yellow belt, and from yellow belt to orange belt, and from orange belt to purple belt. And in order to do that, you have to learn, you have to demonstrate, and then you have to take tests. And then when you get to purple belt, you have to start teaching other people in martial arts how to do the techniques you've already learned. You should do that in your group coaching program. And if you do that in your group coaching program, people are going to stick around because they're going to want to matriculate through that curriculum so that they can have the status, but also so that they can master the topics. And this need for mastery is one of the things that will keep people involved and will help them invest more in you year after year after year. So having levels of involvement in your group coaching or certifications is a phenomenal opportunity to price group coaching at a higher level. Now, I promised you that I would tell you the story, the one mistake you don't want to make. And that one mistake also leads to the free gift that I have for you. I coached people for years when I first started out. In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can scroll down and see some of the videos from 2008. I coached people in what I called strategic advisory groups, and I had them be in practice-specific areas. I had them be business-specific, and I only allowed one person per business, one person per profession in the group. And each time we had a meeting, and we had meetings every month, we would go around the table and do best practices, and then we would go around the room and talk about things people were struggling with. Well, this was not the best group coaching model because it was essentially one-on-one coaching with 5 people. What I want you to do is I want you to have an entire system that you take people through from start to finish, and you take them through it in a group. So you can start your groups 4 times a year, once each quarter, and everyone starts on step 1. Or you can have a rolling curriculum where week 1 you cover this topic, week 2 you cover this topic, week 3 you cover this topic, and people matriculate through, but people can join at any time, and each module has an assessment, and once the people take that assessment, they get to move on to the next level. And if they take the assessment and they fail it, or they take the assessment and they decide they don't care about the score, or they don't take the assessment at all, at least they're getting value from participating in the group. So having a system is key. I didn't have a system when I first started. I wound up covering topics, replicating them in different months. People complained. I don't want you to do that. Now, I promised you a free gift. If you scroll down into the description of this video, you'll see free gift from Dave. That free gift is my Revenue Roadmap Guide. Go to revenueroadmapguide.com. That's revenueroadmapguide.com. When you go there, you will get my marketing plan. It's a 27-page marketing plan for marketing your group coaching program. It's free. It's a gift from me. Go there right now. Also, watch the next video in this series. The next video in this series will help you with your group coaching. You want to learn how to price group coaching? We taught you here, but there's even more in the next video. So I'll see you in our next video.